Okay जी, so now we will be discussing the first term syllabus for nursery. अगर आपने मेरी previous video नहीं देखी जिसमें मैंने pre-nursery की का syllabus share किया है, so I think you should go watch that first ताकि आपको समझ आ जाएगा कि मैं किस pattern में किस sequence में जा रही हूँ. Right, so the first thing I'm going to be discussing is English. The first thing is A to Z lowercase letters. So in pre-nursery syllabus, we are helping the child to go with recognition and formation of letters, right? So over here they are already familiar with the formation which they have done in the previous class with the help of the dots. They are joining the dots and they are forming the letters, right? So iske andar we are introducing how they can write on 4 lines. If you want for your understanding, if you want to know how can you teach your children, how can they differentiate in between the lines, मैंने एक और वीडियो बनाई हुई है, you should go definitely check that out first, and then you can help your child with teaching them how to write on 4 lines. Okay, so we are practicing on 4 lines. What are we practicing? We are practicing the lowercase letter from A till Z. Okay, and the next thing is individual picture identification of each letter. So they have done that in their previous class, but now there are more pictures related to the letters, and you can easily find worksheets for it. And if you don't, you can find pictures and you can write the letter, or they can write the letter and they can paste these pictures so that they can learn individual pictures for each letter. Okay, the next thing is matching with pictures. So I'll put a worksheet over here and you can see that on one side they have letters and on the other side opposite to it are the pictures, and they have to match it according to the sound. Okay, always remember that even in this class, make sure that they are learning or revising the sounds which has been done in their previous class, because it will help them learn the words in the future. Okay, so matching letters randomly, they have the letters two sides and they have to match the letters accordingly. Match the letters with correct picture. They have to match the pictures, the letter and the pictures accordingly. Writing from A to Z independently. So as each letter is going in sequence, right? So make sure if they have written from A till H or A till K, so make sure that you are revising the letters. Don't just burdenize them with from A to Z. Make them do 4 letters or 3 letters first, because they are learning on writing with 4 lines, and a lot of children, they do struggle with writing on 4 lines or on the line. If it's sky letter or grass letter or root letter, they are having difficulty. So you can even see how I've differentiated in one of my videos. So the next one is fill the missing blank for letter. I'll put another picture here, and they have to fill each letter so that they can learn the sequence from A till Z. Oxford reading books. Oxford reading books are the ORT books. Okay, so Oxford reading books, the ORT books, I'm showing you the one he's taking to school. So these have a lot of stages. Okay, so in nursery they go with stage 2. Okay, there are a lot of stages mentioned here, so you can know that which stage they are learning. In pre-nursery they were going with stage 1. Okay, these are easily available on Oxford stores, and always make sure that you are reading the author of the books. Okay, with who created the series. Make sure you are introducing that in the beginning of the book. This is very important. Okay, so these books have small sight words and some pictures. In the pre-nursery ones, they had without the words in the first stage, and slowly and gradually they get sentences like this. So if you read them daily, they easily learn as well. So the next thing is draw the picture of each letter. So you can give them each letter, and in the beginning, if you feel that they cannot draw, you can show them few pictures in front of them and they can learn how to draw those pictures. The next thing is dictation. Dictation means they have if you give them a 4-line workbook, tell them write A or write B or write C, and make sure that you are revising the sounds as well. The phonics are very important. Okay, independent writing of each letter from A to Z. So at this point, at the end of this first term, they are independently writing from A to Z, because in the next term they are being introduced with uppercase letters. Okay. Okay, let's move on to maths. In maths, we have number writing from 1 till 20. So in the beginning, the revision is being done, but in this phase, they are being introduced with 1s and 10s. From 1 till 9, they are being introduced with 1s, and in the next one, they are being introduced from 10 until 20. Okay, so obviously we do not have the counting beads at home, right? These are the counting beads that you can show if you have them at home, or if you have beads, or if you have a wool, you can do threading beads, and you can tell them to thread beads, 10 beads, and then moving on to 20 or 30 beads. You can do it easily. Or if you have a tasbih at home, for us Muslim we have tasbih, so you can tell them to count. Or if you don't have any of those, you can tell them to draw. First draw it for them, show them, and then they can learn what are 10s and what are 1s, how many are in 10s and how many are there in 1s. Okay, the counting of 10s and 1s on beads. Okay, quantity with picture and understanding. You can easily start with the first 5 quantity, never rush them in quantity. Okay, and you can easily take things at home with their toys, with the cutlery, anything that they are doing, they can easily count, and you can teach them what is quantity and how much each number carries. Okay, next is matching number. The same with English, they have to match the numbers, and matching numbers with quantity. Okay, so once they have understood from 1 till 5 how many for example balls are there in 5, so they can count with their fingers and they can trace. Okay, so in shapes, they have circle, square, triangle, rectangle, trapezium, and oval. Okay, these are the shapes that have been introduced to them. Don't force them to make these shapes. Okay, but if you are teaching them the shapes, you can easily make dots like this for each shape, and then you can tell them to trace. Yeah. Okay, the same way, complete the missing numbers. They have to complete, if the sequence is given to them, there'll be a blank given in between, and they have to fill that number. Okay, for example, if this is 1 and then this, so they have to fill the missing number like this. Okay, dictation, they should be familiar with the dictation. Okay, they should know what is 11, what is number 6, what is number 12, and how is it written. Okay, so independent writing from 1 till 20. Okay, with the understanding of 1s and 10s. Okay, let's move on to Urdu. उर्दू में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे हुरूफ तहज्जी अलिफ से ये तक. ओके, बच्चे को फॉर्मेशन सिखाते हैं हम, और बच्चे को हर हुरूफ के साथ क्या मिलता है वो बताते हैं. ओके, द नेक्स्ट वन इज़ हुरूफ को ट्रेस करें और रंग भरें. ठीक है, जिस तरह हम लोग नंबर्स मैथ्स और इंग्लिश में कर रहे थे कि हम लेटर्स को, नंबर्स को ट्रेस कर रहे थे, देन वी हैड टू कलर द पिक्चर, वी हैव टू ट्रेस द हुरूफ और उसको कलर कर रहे थे. सेम उर्दू में भी यही है. हुरूफ को तस्वीर के साथ याद करें. मेक श्योर दैट आप हर हुरूफ को जब इंट्रोड्यूस करा रहे हैं उसके साथ पिक्चर्स उनको याद करवा रहे हैं. वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, क्योंकि कभी भी टीचर इंडिपेंडेंटली उनसे पूछ सकती हैं ओरली कि अलिफ से क्या आ रहा है, या बे से क्या आ रहा है, या जीम से क्या आ रहा है. ठीक है. ओके, इब्तदाई हुरूफ लिखिए और रंग भरें. ठीक है, मैंने ये कुछ पिक्चर्स बनाई थी, मैं भी आपको वर्कशीट दिखाती हूँ. मैंने घर पे वर्कशीट्स बनाई थी बच्चों के लिए. तो आपने क्या करना है कि आपने ये पिक्चर्स बनानी है ऐसी और उनसे पूछना है कि ये बाल्टी है तो बाल्टी किस हुरूफ से आता है, या ये अंगूर है तो अंगूर किस हुरूफ से आता है। तो इस तरह बच्चों को पिक्चर्स याद भी हो जाएंगी और बच्चों को हुरूफ की बिगिनिंग ऑफ हुरूफ, हर पिक्चर की बिगिनिंग ऑफ हुरूफ जो है वो याद भी हो जाएगी कि हर पिक्चर के साथ क्या हुरूफ है। ठीक है, हुरूफ को तस्वीर से मिलवाएं और रंग भरें। ठीक है, इस तरह उन्होंने मिलवाना है और उन्होंने रंग भरना है। ठीक है, तस्वीर का पहला हुरूफ कौन सा है, दायरा लगाएं। तो इसी तरह ये डब्बा है तो कौन सा हुरूफ होगा, उन्होंने सर्कल करना है। ये मैंने वर्कशीट्स बनाई थी जब मेरे बेटे के एग्ज़ाम शुरू हुए थे लास्ट ईयर, तो ये मैंने बनाई थी वर्कशीट्स। मैंने इसको बना के भी मैंने फ़ोटो कॉपी करा लिया था, एंड देन वट एवर आई फेल्ट कि जहाँ वो लैक कर रहा है या मिस कर रहा है तो फिर मैं उसको उस पेज को सिर्फ दिया करती थी। ठीक है, क्योंकि उर्दू वर्कशीट्स कभी कभी ढूंढना बहुत मुश्किल होती हैं, तो आप इसी तरह ड्रॉ कर लें। एक दफ़ा की मुश्किल होती है, फिर उसके बाद फ़ोटो कॉपी आप करा लोगे तो आपके लिए भी आसानी हो जाएगी और बच्चे के लिए भी। तो इस तरह जो है इब्तदाई हुरूफ बनाए थे मैंने। ठीक है, सारे अलिफ से बड़ी ये तक। ठीक है, और इस तरह जो है इन्होंने जो है हुरूफ को तस्वीर से मिलाएं, रंग भरें। ये जो है उन्होंने मैच किया और बच्चा फिर रंग भरेगा। इग्नोर द ड्राइंग और सारे हर्फ्स जो हैं इस तरह वो पिक्चर्स को लर्न भी कर लेते हैं और उनकी प्रैक्टिस भी हो जाती है। ठीक है, इस तरह भी इब्तदाई हुरूफ बच्चों को सिखाया जा सकता है। तो ये बेसिक वर्कशीट्स अगर आप घर पे बना लेंगे तो आपके लिए आसानी हो जाएगी और आपको बार बार वर्कशीट्स ढूंढनी नहीं पड़ेंगी। Alright, so moving on to religion. So we in schools we introduce Islamiyat to the kids. We start with Tauz, then we start with Tasmiyah, and first kalma with translation, second kalma Surah Ikhlas, dua for meal, dua before meal and dua after meal. Okay, going to the washroom, dua for knowledge, dua for parents, and dua for milk, and dua for going to bed. Okay, these are like the basic ones. If you want them to learn more, Surah Fatiha, so you can include accordingly, because ये सारी दुआएं जो हमें पता हैं, जो हमें ऑलरेडी इंट्रोड्यूस, हमें पता है अपनी नॉलेज के हिसाब से, तो आप बच्चों को फर्दर भी इंट्रोड्यूस करा सकते हो। लेकिन ये बेसिक जो है वो पूछी जाती हैं, आपने और उनकी नॉलेज में इजाफा करना है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, क्योंकि बड़ी क्लासेस में फ़र्दर दुआएं याद कराई जाती हैं। जैसे थर्ड कलमा अगर आपने इंट्रोड्यूस करवाना है तो आप करवा सकते हैं। कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल नहीं है when it comes to religion. Okay, so the next one is question related to the religion. Who are we? Who created us? Allah is where? Name of our holy book. How many holy books are there? You have to mention the names. How many times do we pray? You have to mention the name. You can do activity as well with it. What is your religion? Okay, you have to tell the name of your religion. Name of your holy prophet, which is very important. Make sure that you are mentioning and revising the first prophet and the last prophet, which are very important for the children. A name of our holy prophets, mother and father. Okay, you have to make them revise the names of mother and father. अगर आपने उनको further बताना है कब वो born हुए थे, और उनके दादा का क्या नाम है, चाचा का क्या नाम है, यू कैन डू दैट। व्हेन इट कम्स टू रिलीजन, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप बच्चों को एक लिमिटेड चीज़ बताएं, आप उनको फर्दर चीज़ें भी बता सकते हैं। बच्चे अगर कुरान पढ़ने जा रहे हैं, कारी साहब के पास जा रहे हैं, तो वो वैसे ही उनको नॉलेज देते हैं इन चीज़ों के बारे में। तो अगर आप घर पे भी बताएंगे तो विल बी वेरी नाइस। वेयर इज़ खाने काबा, एंड खाना काबा इज़ हुज़ हाउस, किसका घर है, खाना काबा क्या है, उसके कपड़े का क्या नाम है। ये सारी चीज़ें आप बच्चों को इस एज में बता सकते हैं, क्योंकि ये लर्निंग एज होती है, तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग फॉर देम टू नो। ओके, देन व्हाट आर द 5 पिलर्स ऑफ इस्लाम एंड हाउ मेनी आर देयर। ठीक है, इसके लिए आप एक्टिविटी कर सकते हो। मैं एक पिक्चर यहाँ डाल देती हूँ। इट इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर देम टू लर्न कि किस वजह से, किन बेसिस पे इस्लाम बनाया गया है. ओके, सो यू कैन डू एन एक्टिविटी विद देम एज वेल. ओके, सो जनरल नॉलेज में जो ओरली बच्चों को याद कराया जाता है वो उनका नाम है. हाउ ओल्ड आर यू. ओके, पेरेंट्स नेम, फादर एंड मदर्स, कितने सिबलिंग्स हैं उनके नाम. ठीक है. ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स के नेम, व्हाट्स योर स्कूल नेम, उनका स्कूल का नाम याद करना है. व्हाट्स योर क्लास नेम, किस क्लास में वो पढ़े. मेक श्योर दैट दे आर फेमिलियर, बिकॉज कभी कभी होता है बच्चे कभी स्कूल में लॉस्ट हो जाते हैं, क्लास मिस कर देते हैं, उनको अपनी क्लास मिल नहीं रही होती है. तो उनको अपनी क्लास का नाम पता होगा या उनको अपनी टीचर का नाम पता होगा, इट विल बी ईजियर फॉर देम टू गो बैक टू देयर क्लास, और एनीबडी कैन हेल्प देम गो बैक टू द क्लास. ठीक है. फेवरेट फूड, fruit, vegetables. Okay. And favorite game also, what games do they like. Where do we go and pray. ठीक है, हम कहाँ जाके प्रे करते हैं, कौन सी जगह है. हर रिलीजन का अपना हिसाब किताब है, तो हम कहाँ पढ़ते हैं. आप बच्चों को गाड़ी में बैठ के दिखा भी सकते हैं या उनको साथ लेके जा सकते हैं. लड़कियों को लेके नहीं जाया जाता, बट उनको बताया जा सकता है, तस्वीर में दिखाया जा सकता है. रास्ते में जब आप गुजर रहे हो आप उनको दिखा सकते हैं. वेयर डू वी गो एंड गेट मेडिसिन फ्रॉम. वेयर डू वी गो गेट आर ग्रोसरी फ्रॉम. एंड वेयर डू वी गो व्हेन वी गेट सिक. ओके, दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, नेम ऑफ आवर कंट्री, नेशनल आइडेंटिटी लर्न करना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. नेम ऑफ आवर कंट्री, नेशनल एनिमल, नेशनल फ्रूट, नेशनल बर्ड, नेशनल ड्रेस, national game, national language, national vegetable, national flower. So when it comes to national animal is markhor, fruit is mango, bird is chakor, national dress is shalwar kameez, game is hockey, language is Urdu. Okay, they should know their language. अब हमारे पास वो है प्रोविंसेस हैं, तो हर प्रोविंस में अलग लैंग्वेज बोली जाती है, लेकिन मेन लैंग्वेज हमारी उर्दू है. Okay, so national vegetable, national flower. Okay, national vegetable is ladyfinger. Okay, the national flower is jasmine. Founder of Pakistan, national poet of Pakistan, national flag of Pakistan. You can even tell them who wrote the national anthem. Okay, provinces of Pakistan and the continents, which is very important for them to learn. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Okay, so the last part of general knowledge is how many seasons. Okay, days of the week, months of the year. Okay, wild animals, farm animals, sea animals, fruits, vegetables, body parts. Okay, so animals, babies, homes, and what do they eat. Okay, so I have few. If you want them to know more, you can do it. It's not necessary that your general knowledge has ended here. You can definitely have them know more about animals. Okay, so the next one is the ones I have is hen. Hen's baby name is chick and they live in a coop. Cat baby's name is kitten, lives in the basket and eats fish. Dog baby's name is puppy, lives in the kennel, eats bone or dog food. Okay, duck baby's name is ducklings, then he lives in the pond and eats bread. Giraffe's baby's name is calf. Cow's baby's name is also calf. Okay, so calf, forest and eat leaves. Baby name is calf, eats grass and lives in the barn. Fish baby name is fry, it lives in the aquarium and eats worms. Sheep baby name is lamb, lives in the pen or eats hay and sometimes grains. Okay, monkeys baby's name are infant and they live on the trees and eat bananas. Let's move on to the birds. You can definitely introduce more birds, but these are the ones I've been taught. Maybe more, but you can focus on these. Sparrow, crow, eagle, peacock, ostrich, penguin, duck, chakor, flamingo. Okay, moving on to vehicles. Vehicles be divided into 3 parts. That is land transport, water transport and sky transport or air transport. Okay, so we have car, bus, submarine, train, fire truck, ship, boat, van, helicopter, aeroplane, rickshaw, scooter, motorbike. Okay, then you can introduce parts of plants. You can also introduce the life cycle as well. Okay, moving on to professions. The professions you can introduce are doctor, nurse, then teacher, engineer, butcher, cobbler, dentist, soldier, pilot, janitor, driver, firefighter, policeman, a baker, a farmer, and a postman. So these are the things that are being introduced in the first term. So I'll be definitely introducing the final term for nursery. So I hope it was helpful for you and you can start teaching your kids at home. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Allah Hafiz.